Bedard from yesterday notes that Senator Rand Paul has escalated its demand for an investigation into former Obama officials who concocted the anti-Trump Russia scandal, revealing that former CIA Director John Brennan was the key figure who legitimized the charges and discredited, quote, dossier, unquote, against the president. And it's interesting, this term dossier, everybody using now because of the former MI6, former FBI informant who became no longer trusted by the FBI, no longer usable because he was untrustworthy by the FBI, which was never conveyed to the FISA judge. And that allowed the judge to keep signing warrants based on this untrustworthy person. But now to have this, as Rand was reporting, or Senator Paul was reporting, in a tweet he said that he had heard from a high-level source that Brennan helped to validate the dossier and intelligence reports. Quote, a high-level source tells me it was Brennan who insisted that the unverified and fake Steele dossier be included in the intelligence report. Brennan should be asked to testify under oath in Congress ASAP, Senator Paul tweeted. In an earlier tweet Wednesday, Senator Paul called for a wide investigation into former President Barack Obama and his team, quote, time for Congress to investigate. What did President Obama know and when? How did this hoax go on for so long unabated? It goes on to say Brennan has denied in the past that he included the salacious dossier, but at least two other top intelligence officials said he did. And we do know, inserting parenthetically here, it's not an article, but we know Brennan has admitted being untruthful under oath before the Senate. He's admitted perjuring himself when it suited what he wanted to accomplish. And this is a guy that was overrunning the Trump campaign, Donald Trump and his campaign, then Donald Trump, now President Trump, just abusing his position as head of an intelligence agency. This says Washington Post editor Bob Woodward also said that Brennan endorsed the dossier from Christopher Steele when he, Bob Woodward, got a copy in late 2016. Woodward said that Brennan felt it matched the Russia collusion charges he had heard. And I can't help but wonder now if where Brennan heard this was when it came out of his own mouth. The dossier was never considered true until it was recognized in intelligence assessments, and only after the late John McCain and top Obama officials helped circulate it, said Senator Paul. The dossier was underwritten by the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton's campaign. By indicating the Kremlin interfered in the election, it helped fuel false allegations of foreign collusion with the Trump campaign, leading to 2 years of nonstop investigations. I'm very concerned that it's becoming more clear that the Obama administration was able to obtain a FISA warrant to spy on our campaign based on a phony opposition research from the Clinton campaign. Having federal law enforcement spy on a presidential campaign based on phony campaign research is really distressing and the true untold story, he said. But that, this is a problem. And I know others may feel otherwise. I like Adam Schiff. And he was put in charge of, back when he was in the Judiciary Committee where I was serving, we actually impeached 2 federal judges who needed to be impeached, who needed to be removed. And my colleague Adam Schiff did a wonderful job in handling that effort. And as far as I'm concerned, he developed great credibility with me in his professionalism and the way he handled the impeachment of those two federal judges. But over the last 2 years, as he has continued to say, we know there was collusion between the Trump administration and Russia, and we have evidence, and on, his credibility when it comes to intelligence matters have now been done great harm, not only here but abroad. And so, you know, I think it is time to have a different chairman of intelligence. It's too important that we have someone who's a chairman that hasn't spent 2 years saying something was true that it turned out wasn't. We need to have a Democrat who has credibility with foreign governments, as well as here in the House, as well as in the Senate. And there are people like that. There are people like that on both sides of the aisle that have that kind of credibility that we know just would not be spreading something that wasn't absolutely true.